Well, hello everybody and welcome. Here we are back again. This is Paddock News, and today I've got something for you. It's four ways to enter Formula One. Toyota, Gazoo Racing versus Audi versus Cadillac versus Ford. So it's four ways to enter Formula One in 2026. Who's buying, who's sponsoring, and who's just supplying the engine. Let me show you first my, we have on automundo.com already, we have the Dutch Grand Prix with times. And we also have Mundo, which is coming up this weekend. Mundo, we are going to have the Portland race live. In Mundo, we're going to have the Portland race live. And there's several news on Mundo. I'm going to have to call Rodrigo to see what happened there with Mundo. Let's go back to news, and I want to show you again. Mundo, no, thank you. Autosport news. Okay, here we go. Here we go. This is Automundo. And this is our channel, Fierro a Fondo. Yep, I got a channel, a fast channel. Today I was talking to friend, and more a friend of a dear friend of mine, and he's a very famous person. And we had some talking there about what it is to have this, a channel. So, four ways to enter Formula One, okay? Four ways to enter. Four new brands are entering Formula One. We are going at the same time: Toyota, Audi, Cadillac, and Ford. And even though all four will be on the grid, none of them are entering the same way. This is sports business. This is me, Jorge Keklin. I like sports business. I like television business. I like what we can do with all of you in being able to subscribe and bring you the news with Fierro a Fondo. That's the channel. Automundo is our company. Fierro a Fondo is our channel. And we have Automundo since the times of ESPN. 25 years. I started the whole thing. And let's get back to business. Like the channel, and you are going to see a lot of this stuff coming up for you. So, what we have now is that none of the four are entering the same way. Let's get back to business. One bought the whole team. That's Audi. Another one just put its name on top, Cadillac. And another one isn't an owner at all. It's just building the engine. So Toyota Gazoo Racing didn't buy Haas. They didn't buy Haas. Toyota Gazoo Racing just bought the engineering, young Japanese drivers, its name on the car, and that's what Haas is all about. Haas TGR, and you're gonna see that Toyota Gazoo Racing has entered and has bought the rights to the team. What? Yeah, it's called Toyota Gazoo Racing. It's got a Ferrari engine, a Ferrari gearbox. But what they're doing is the same as Tesla with their FSD. They're accumulating data. Toyota brings engineering, young Japanese drivers, its name on the car doesn't say Toyota. It says TGR. It's almost the same model that Alfa Romeo used with Sauber before Audi arrived. But Audi is the opposite. Audi is the opposite, and you have it there. Audi bought 100% of Sauber. That is Cadillac today. Sauber is Cadillac today for all intents and purposes. At the last part of the grid, nowhere, with Ferrari engine, Ferrari gearbox, and everything. The difference is that Sauber was world champions in sports cars with Mercedes-Benz, Peter Sauber with BMW. Sauber is a team of superb engineering, their own wind tunnel. Yeah, based in Switzerland, which is a little bit far away, like not even Minardi. Minardi is in Faenza, and Faenza is near Modena, near Ducati, near Ferrari, near Maserati, everybody. That's Minardi. Sauber is in Switzerland, in nowhere. And who bought it? Audi. 100%. First, they bought 75% to the Swedish driver, the Tetra Pak inheritance guy. He bought Audi. What a brilliant move of this guy, the Swedish guy. And then he sold to Audi 75%. Somehow in the middle, with Audi 75%, they must have said to the Swedish guy, listen, sell us the rest. We've got the money. Where? Qatar. Qatar. Visit Qatar. You see it there? Visit Qatar. $350 million. And they went to the Swedish guy and said, okay, we'll pay you. They must have had a clause in the purchase that they buy 75%. He wanted to keep 25% to be able to be still the Swedish man, Tetra Pak man, be involved in the paddock and owner of the team. Swedish doing very well. Ericsson won the 500. Blomqvist now, Rosenberg just won the 500. Who is the third Swedish driver that win the 500 at the Speedway? Ericsson, Rosenberg, and Kenny Brack. Yes, Kenny Brack won the 500. 3 Swedish drivers. The British can't say that. The French haven't won anything. Well, Gaston Chevrolet. But anyway, let's go back. So, Qatar's sovereign wealth fund came in with a significant minority stake, reported to be around 30%, hundreds of millions of dollars. I have it that is $350 million just for the Formula One team. Why do I mention this? Because the Qataris sovereign wealth fund is the major shareholder at Volkswagen. And they said to Volkswagen, none of this business at $350 million is all going to the team. Muntalakat in McLaren, Aramco in Aston Martin. So this was to accelerate the team's build-out. Now, this is real equity and real Gulf money behind it. The one that is the most misleading of the four is Cadillac. Cadillac is the one that, they don't show very much in the way of photographs of the car, but there you are. And this is the most misleading of the four. And where I have a personal opinion. Nothing to do with GM, Mary Barra, my friends there at Preus, and all of them at Chevrolet. No. This is me, Peruvian thinking. But now, Cadillac is the most misleading of the four. The real owner is TWG Global. It's the same group behind sports business, Dodgers, Chelsea Football Club, yeah, that one, and Lakers, NBA. which absorbed this group TWG, Tauris Walters Global, absorbed what used to be Andretti Global when Michael Andretti exited in 2024. Why did Michael exit it? Because he got involved with that investment SPAC with a guy who created Siri. You know Siri on your iPhone? That guy. He created a SPAC. And Michael Andretti thought, stick to your business, Michael. But anyway, he thought he was going to be rich. And he invested in that SPAC. If it was worth 100, within days it was worth $1, $2, or $3 a share. Michael Andretti had no money, and TWG made a capital adjustment. He didn't have, he lost, he left. Now, GM only supplies the Cadillac brand and in future, the engine. 2028, 2029, God forbid they go back to V8s, they'll have an engine. But we don't know yet what the new regulations are going to be for engines in 2030. But now they're using the same as Haas Ferrari engines. Ferrari, Maranello, made in Italy gearboxes and suspension. And to get in, GM had to pay $450 million fee split among the other 10 teams. It wasn't nice that they sort of threatened they were going to go, Mario and everybody. I didn't think it was nice to go to Congress and say that they were being discriminated. Mario, ciao, bambino, caro. Haas was discriminated? It was a weird move. We all know where it came from. Guys, we all know where it came from. The brother, the GM connection brother. It was a brotherhood that came in and put in Cadillac in Formula One. You know that there is a team that has sued the FIA because they were the ones that should have got the 11th entry. And they have won their court case. They're waiting now to see how much it is. That team is the one that should have come in. Now they're talking about BYD, another team. So we shall see. But this is exactly what we're looking at. Fourth one, Ford, the lightest of the four. It doesn't own anything. Not a team, not a percentage. It's a technical, financial partner to Red Bull Powertrains, contributing what it could be battery, electronics technology to Red Bull Powertrains. And if Ford ever walks away, Red Bull Powertrains and Red Bull Racing keeps all the technologies, zero risk, zero equity, just engineering. Now, let me tell you something about this. Audi is owned by Volkswagen. Porsche was owned by Volkswagen. Porsche was in negotiations to build these engines and create, and they did, were involved in Red Bull Powertrains, Porsche. They built Red Bull Powertrains in England, Porsche, with their engine that they were developing when they were part of Volkswagen. Porsche is sent away on an IPO. Volkswagen made about $22 billion with that and sort of kept the, out of sinking. $22 billion from Porsche. Porsche, it's 90% down in sales or 80, or they're not doing very well, Porsche. They canceled all their EV. The Taycan is a beautiful car. The Taycan Porsche is a beautiful car. It's just that their arrogance in the software is where they went wrong. They wanted to do their own software. Today's cars are not other than software driven vehicles. And the Germans wanted to do their own software. You should have bought Tesla like Ford has done. Because Tesla has the metadata, trillions of metadata Tesla for their FSD, the full self-driving vehicle. Tesla is way ahead. So going back, Porsche goes into an IPO. Porsche makes a mistake and tries to buy a share in Red Bull Racing. The Austrian people, the Mateschitz inheritance, and the Thai guys, they say no, nicht, only Red Bull Powertrains, like Porsche, TAC, Porsche, and everything else. And the Germans, as they are, arrogance. They say, no, 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 nicht, we want to buy the team. You are not going to buy Red Bull Racing. You are going to be partner in Red Bull Powertrains. Away goes Porsche from Red Bull Powertrains, but they were already building Red Bull Powertrains with all that Porsche technology, winner of Le Mans 917s and 906s and Carreras and Daytonas and Porsche also in IndyCar with Al Holbert, and Porsche also at IndyCar with what was his name, Ted Fields. Interscope, the Porsche that they didn't let race, and Porsche is please. They destroy IMSA categories when they come in, 917s. So the Porsche engine, the Porsche Formula One engine, stays at Volkswagen. And Volkswagen says, what do we do with this? Audi. Audi. What is Audi going to do? Buy Sauber from the Swedish Tetra Pak inheritance guy. Buy 75% of Sauber. Jawohl, but Sauber is in Sweden. Yeah, it's close to us. And it has its own wind tunnel. Wow. And it won the World Championship of Makes with Mercedes, Schumacher, Wendlinger, Frentzen, and Schessler. And they had the Formula One BMW team, which, by the way, at the beginning, Audi got the BMW ex Formula One executives. It was a disaster. We all know. Sorry about that. Anyway, they hired Binotto. So Audi engine is the Porsche engine. The Red Bull Powertrains DFV Walter Hayes stamped Ford is Porsche. And by the way, my recognition to very few people, to Sir Walter Hayes. Sir Walter Hayes, my goodness. My goodness. Ford Boram, SVOs, the Escorts, Vatanen, Mikola, Tony Fall, Gunnar Palm. Ford, SVO, Turner, he was called God, and Peter Ashcroft at Boram. They did the Escorts. It was a Gartrack shell with a Atlas rear axle and a Ford BDA, belt driven. Then Sir Walter Hayes. Sir Walter Hayes, he, for me, is the father of modern motorsport, the father of Harriet. Sir Walter Hayes. Tuck. Cosworth DFV. Hey, Mike Costin, Keith Duckworth, come over. We're going to do a Ford DFV Formula One engine. You know what it was? Really, at the end of the day, there were two BDAs put together. There were two BDAs put together. That engine, the DFV, was what made Formula One today. And Leo Mel at Goodyear. And Hewland with the gearboxes. The kit car. That's why Enzo Ferrari called everybody Colin Chapman and everybody garagistas. Because it was a kit car. It was two BDAs put together, 100,000 pounds, Sir Walter Hayes, to put the name Ford. And then Hewland gearbox, Mike Hewland. Wow, man. He made Formula Fords, Mark 8, Mark 9s with donuts. And then came the constant velocity joints in the Mark 9 Hewland. And if you wanted to cheat in Formula Ford, you put an LSD in there. Yes, that was one of the cheating in Formula Ford in 1970s. And camshaft. Anyway, Danny, do you remember? Danny Sullivan, he remembers. And a lot of them were using it. I never used it like an idiot. Anyway, they were all cheating with that. What was it called? The Piper cams. They did it. And the LSD in the Hewland Mark 9 or Mark 8. Tom Price and I used to be suffering with the donuts. They had to put a multiple and do it like that. Wow, changing donuts in that Mark 8 was something else. Anyway, so Ford, what are you doing? Yes, good move. You are there. You are not the owner. Red Bull keeps all the technology, zero risk, zero equity, zero engineering. I think I'm going over time here. So anyway, this is Jorge Keklin. I've lived and grown up in England. 4 brands, 4 completely different contracts. Audi bought the team. Qatar bought a piece of Audi Formula One. Cadillac isn't even owned by the name on the car. And Ford just rents out its engineering. Does it? Yes. The lessons for any brand looking to enter a massive sport, you don't always have to buy the team. Sometimes it's enough to put your name on it or just supply the engine. This is Sports Business. IBAN, Independent Bilingual Automotive Network. I have it in Spanish as well for all of you. See you in the next bulletin. And there was one thing I wanted to bring you as well, but that I'm going to bring you later, which is Gucci. We're talking about how you can enter Formula One, how you can enter Formula One, and don't pay. Gucci, $50 million a year. Louis Vuitton, hundreds of millions. And they get the same amount of guests as Gucci. And Dolce Gabbana and all of them. Gucci has made a great deal. That's another one I'm going to bring for you next time. Thank you. Fierro Fondo, Jorge Keklin. All yours. With compliments. Free. Compliments of the house. And don't forget, Indie Mundo this weekend, Portland, Oregon. We'll be there in the Datacast. I'm not going to be broadcasting the same as Formula One. I'm just going to bring you telemetry. 100% telemetry of what's going on in Portland. The good thing about IndyCar and Indie Mundo, and you're going to see it and you're going to enjoy it, is a column that tells you how many laps they have on that tank. And that's exactly what Formula One is going to do next. Refueling. Hey, everybody refuels. WEC refuels, Indy refuels, NASCAR refuels. Everybody refuels, even Formula E. You go in and change the battery. So Formula One next is going to go into refueling with the V8s. And don't miss Indy Mundo. We have 4 races in a row. I can read you. We have Portland, the race in Washington, D.C., the race in Ontario, a new circuit called Markham, Milwaukee, an oval, and Laguna. Let's see how Palou does in the oval. And Mick Schumacher doing very well in the last oval. Mick Schumacher doing very well. And of course, all about the new Dallara. It's all on indiemundo.com. Pure telemetry this weekend, qualifying and the race. Indie Mundo in the world. indiemundo.com.